Welcome in to Steelers Talk Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry, and on today's show, I've got 6 surprising Steelers potential starter candidates here that you might not be expecting here heading into 2023 training camp. But before we get into today's action, go ahead and let me know in the comment section, who's a Steelers player that will break out in 2023? Let me know your guy down there in the comment section. Now let's start off today's list here with Dan Moore Jr., offensive tackle, right, has started over the last couple of seasons for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, of course, the Steelers drafted his replacement in Broderick Jones, 14th overall in the 2023 NFL Draft. But according to Mark Kaboly of The Athletic, Dan Moore Jr. has taken every single snap at left tackle during OTAs and minicamp, so he could be in line to still earn that starting spot, at least to start the 2023 season. Now, the big X factor here, whether or not Dan Moore Jr. starts at left tackle or not, is going to be Broderick Jones. If Jones shows that he is capable of being an NFL left tackle on day one, that is what's going to happen. He will be in the lineup. You can book it, okay? But if he's still going through some growing pains, like apparently he was during OTAs and minicamp, I absolutely think Dan Moore Jr., who has been impressing so far in camp, is going to get that starting nod at least to start. But make no mistake, Jones will start once he is ready. And then once he starts, the big question is, what about right tackle? Will Dan Moore Jr. replace Chukwuma Okorafor on the right side if he is playing well enough? I think the answer to that question is the best man is going to win. Whoever is going to end up being the better player for the Steelers on the right side, whether it's Okorafor or Moore, I think that's going to be the move. I think right now the projection is that Chukwuma Okorafor, who's played right tackle over the last several years, is probably going to win that spot, and Dan Moore will probably be more of a swing tackle once Jones takes over at left tackle. But Dan Moore has definitely been taking a lot of practice time, especially outside of organized activities, to practice his form on the right side, which means he's definitely gearing up to play on the right side here as the season rolls on. So let me know what you guys think about the left tackle spot here in our Dan Moore Jr., down in the comment section. Will he be a starting offensive tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers here in 2023? Type S if you think he's going to be a starter this year, or if you think he's going to sit the bench, type B for me down in the comment section. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. Take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. All right, now another surprising Steelers starter candidate here for 2023 is undrafted free agent Jordan Byrd. Now, Byrd has played running back. He's played wide receiver in college coming out of San Diego State University. But if he makes the team for the Steelers, it's going to be as a special team specialist, as a punt and kickoff return man. And apparently he's been pretty electric in OTAs and minicamp to this point. And he's got a legit shot of making the team if the Steelers have a spot on the 53-man roster for someone that's only going to be a punt and kickoff return man. Last year they had that with Gunnar Olszewski. Now, could that role be filled by Jordan Byrd this year, who apparently has been much more impressive than Gunnar in drills and camp and minicamp and all these different things? And I certainly think Jordan could be that guy for the Steelers on special teams. And he would be another number here in the Steelers wide receiver depth chart for the season. You certainly expect those top 3 guys in Johnson, Pickens, and Robinson, and then, of course, Calvin Austin III to kind of be your foursome of guys that play the most. Most people expect Hakeem Butler to make the team as well. Same thing with Miles Boykin, who's more of a special teams ace. If they keep Byrd on the roster, it's not going to be as a wide receiver. It's going to be as a kickoff and punt return specialist, and that's it. So before I reveal the other 4 surprise Steelers for 2023, go ahead and go to the Chat Sports website and get your hands on this awesome duo of Steelers t-shirts here. Perfect for summer. You got the black short sleeve with the Steelers helmet on there, and then the white long sleeve. Perfect for summer. I love wearing white long sleeves during the summer because it's not quite as hot. So if you want to get your hands on this awesome duo of shirts right now, go to chatsports.com/Steelers combo to get some black and gold in your closet for the summer today. Now, another surprising Steelers starter this year could be 7th-round rookie Cory Trice Jr., who weighs in at 6'3", 206 pounds for a corner. That is absolutely fantastic size. He's got long arms, long legs, very, very fast as well, very athletic. And I think he's a perfect fit for what Mike Tomlin wants to do here on defense, which is a lot of bump and run, which is a lot of press coverage, which is a lot of cover one. This guy can bully people at the line of scrimmage, and that's what the Steelers defense wants to do to opposing offenses. Now, you take a look at the Steelers cornerback depth chart right now. Patrick Peterson and Levi Wallace are the grown-ups in the room, so to speak, and Joey Porter Jr. and Cory Trice Jr., they're going to have to ascend here to kind of earn their spots on the starting lineup. But if Cory Trice Jr. continues the momentum that he has gained throughout OTAs and minicamp, he could absolutely replace Levi Wallace by the end of training camp because he's just a better fit given his physical profile with this press man heavy scheme. And although Levi Wallace is more than capable of being a really effective player for the Steelers if need be, Cory Trice Jr. and Joey Porter Jr. are absolutely the future when it comes to the Steelers secondary. So pick one guy to start week one here. Do you want Levi Wallace to start on the outside, type LW, or if you want Cory Trice Jr., the rookie, to play right away, type CT for me down in the comments. And speaking of the secondary, let's kick inside to the slot here, where Elijah Riley, former safety for the Steelers, has converted to slot cornerback, and he has been making plays. During OTAs and minicamp last year, just 5 tackles, been mostly a special teams guy, and he's coming into a year here where he is competing with Chandon Sullivan to be the true slot corner here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Patrick Peterson is somebody that's going to be playing a lot in the nickel this year, so I don't think the true slot for the Steelers is going to be playing all that much. But Chandon Sullivan is somebody that's played a lot in this league. 60 tackles last year with the Minnesota Vikings. Didn't grade all that well, so it really wouldn't surprise me here if Elijah Riley continues to impress during training camp when the pads go on. If he continues to impress, man, I could totally see Riley asserting his role here, and Sullivan could be left out to dry. So for the best Steelers content on YouTube here, 100% free, go ahead and like today's video. It's a free and easy way to help out the channel here. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you enjoy our content and that they should push our videos out to other Yinzers like yourself. Really do appreciate all the support. All right, now another surprise starting candidate here for the Steelers is Mark Robinson, who was drafted last year, got very minimal action, had 9 tackles total, and he's really been impressive during OTAs and minicamp. Very athletic corner, a little bit undersized at 5'11", 235 pounds, but if he can really assert himself as a really good coverage linebacker, which apparently he has really grown in over this offseason, he could potentially usurp Cole Holcomb or Landon Roberts if he outplays them during training camp. Now, I don't necessarily expect this. I think Holcomb and Roberts were signed for a reason. I think the Steelers like them. I think, at least at the beginning of the season, those 2 guys will be the starters. But I think, injuries happen, poor play happens. I think Mark Robinson at some point is going to have the opportunity to prove what he can do as an inside linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm really excited to see what he's going to be able to do for this team moving forward. And I think Mark is somebody that the big thing for him is going to be, A, can he fill his run fit correctly, right? He hasn't done that in the past. He had trouble with that in college at Mississippi. He would fill the run fit, and it would lead to big plays. He had some of the same problems last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then another knock on him is the pass coverage. Can he excel in zone coverage the way that he needs to? I think there's absolutely a shot that he could do that without question. I think that he's a good player. I think he's a hard hitter. I think he's athletic. He's got the opportunity to be a really good player here coming into 2023. So now let's talk a little bit about the next player that could be the next Terrell Edmunds in this Mike Tomlin defense, and that's Keanu Neal. Now, most people expect DeMonte KZ to get most of the playing time here for the Pittsburgh Steelers opposite Minkah Fitzpatrick at the safety position, but apparently Keanu Neal is gearing up for a very prominent role in Mike Tomlin's defense. Talk about hard hitters, man. Keanu Neal has been one of the hardest hitting safeties / linebackers in the National Football League for years at this point, and he's going to be a rotational piece alongside DeMonte KZ. When they want a true box safety, and they want to load up the numbers against the run on 3rd and short, early downs, that sort of stuff, Keanu Neal is going to be playing that Terrell Edmunds role where it's kind of like a hybrid linebacker / safety. And then when the Steelers want to go too high safety, they're going to go with Damontae Kazee in those nickel packages in obvious passing situations. Third down, Damontae Kazee is going to be allowed to go in there and wreak havoc on opposing offenses. So let me know which guy you think plays more alongside Minkah Fitzpatrick at the safety position this year. Will it be Damontae Kazee, type DK, or if you think it's going to be Keanu Neal, type KN for me down there in the comments section. So to recap here, for my list of surprise starters for the Steelers heading into 2023, Dan Moore Jr., Jordan Byrd as the special team specialist on punt and kickoff returns, Cory Trice Jr. usurping Levi Wallace potentially here during training camp, Elijah Riley switching positions and thriving, Mark Robinson on the inside getting his opportunity, and then Keanu Neal at strong safety playing that Terrell Edmunds role in Mike Tomlin's defense here in 2023. That's going to be it for today's show. Yinzers, really do appreciate all the real ones that made it to the end of today's show. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications because we got a bunch of great stuff coming up here. You're not going to want to miss it. That'll be it for today's show, guys. And until next time, here we go, Steelers.